Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna keep improving the app and having fun, making it a bit better, maybe adding some features, maybe making it more stable or more efficient or more faster, battery efficient and all that. So for those who don't know, the app I'm talking about is Optimal and an Android launcher. You can get it on the Google Play Store, or you can also find it at atomantic.com. Go here, Optimal Launcher. This is a minimal launcher that once I made it for myself, really, but then I thought it would be nice to share it for free. It is a free app on the Play Store, so go and check it if you want. It has already more than 10k downloads. I guess that it has like 20k, but that number doesn't show. It's not shown here. I think the next update is at 50k, so we're halfway there. So let's get more downloads and let's make the app better. Okay, so yesterday something that I did was that I migrated the project into a new empty project. So what I did is I created a new project on Android Studio and I moved the code over that new project, and that took like an hour and a bit more doing that, but now it seems to be complete. Why did I do this? Why? Well, I did this because the time I first created this project is like a couple of years ago, and every year or so the tools get updated, new libraries, new ways of doing things, new deprecations and all that. So I actually found that there were some differences. One of them being the KTS syntax here in the new way of the build Gradle file, of writing the build Gradle file. And here we have a cleaner way, which has all the things that we need, and it has less code than my previous thing, which is kind of cool. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to test this a bit more, because maybe there's something that's not working properly. But so far, I've used the app on my personal phone for more than a day, and it works just fine. One of the things that I tried to do is that I did not migrate all the code at once. Instead, I was migrating part by part of the code to check what the new features are and learn about them. For example, I had to add view binding because the app uses view binding. I had to add these build features, build config, because the app uses this for getting the app version and all that. And if you don't enable this, then you can get into an error or a bug that you import something that looks the same but it's not. So that's basically that. And the app hasn't increased its size, install size. Actually, it has decreased a tiny bit, maybe because of some new optimizations there. But yes, so let's start. Okay, so in the manifest, Android manifest right here, wait a second, just got a call, be right back. Okay, so let's continue, just got a call. So the only new thing that we have here is this option right here, which is enable on back invoked callback. And that's a new way for handling the back button presses on Android. I'm not entirely sure how that new thing works, but I will show you how I managed to implement it in code. So I think it has more support for new versions, for new devices, for new ways of using the phone, I guess, as far as I understand that. Right now, I think that would be it. That's it for Android Manifest. Okay, then we go to our main activity, and here we have a couple of new things. One of them is enable edge to edge. I think this is for better visualizing with the system bars, navigation system bars. Then we also have this, padding. So the system navigation bars don't overlap with your app content, as far as I understood. And this is, where did I get this code from? Well, I just created a new Android Studio project and it came with that. So I just added this to the code that I already had, and that's it. Then here is the back press, the on back pressed callback. And what you do here is you check if you should do on back pressed or not. Here, and should allow on back, I don't really do anything with that, so that was the sample, part of the sample, so I don't need it. So I can just delete that, as far as I know. If I learn something new about this, then I can change that later. And it says is enabled false. Well, I don't know if that has to be there or not, but yeah. But then, depending on your app version, if you're targeting greater than tiramisu or equal, then you have, in order to make it work it used to work in the previous syntax, you have to register it in this way. Otherwise, you register it on this other way. So let's run it and see if it works, if the back button is working as expected. So in this app, the back button, what it should do is just change between pages like this. So this right here is a back button inside the app. What I have to test though is this back button of the device. And as you can see, it works. Yeah. So it works if we go to search back. Yeah, it looks like it's working as expected. So that's another change that we had here, and the app's working fine. I mean, the creation time is fine. If you want to look at that, let's check that. To filter, I will do system.out, and I will run this again to see how long it takes for it to be ready. And it's completely rendered at 870 milliseconds. So less than a second, the app's ready, which is great. It's great. All the things you can see on create, inflate, the layout, set content view. This is the launcher on create, so create inside the launcher. This is create on create method code of the app, so that this one right here. And then it goes to uncreate exited, init data, so it starts reading the data from disk. And this is app lists, one object, data object that we're reading from disk. As you can see, read object app list. Reading app icons list, which contains a list of the icons. And then we have settings, which says doesn't exist, because maybe we haven't changed any setting. So it's going with the default settings. Reduce icon saturation, app section height, and all that. Doesn't exist. Does not exist because we were on the default settings, right? So for some icons that are a bit large, it reduces them to smaller size to use less memory and to be more efficient, to make the app faster and all that. Then it writes the code back, or the things that we do, back to the disk, so it can be used later and can be accessed faster. So the next time it doesn't have to do that, hopefully, because it has already, that exists already on the disk. Okay, so all of that, as you can see, lots of things there. And here I can see something suspicious right here. In notes, of course, because that's the new code we were reading. Before that, is there anything also suspicious after that? I don't think so. But this code right here looks to me a bit suspicious. Because it says total nodes found 0. Okay. So let's, maybe it's not suspicious, I don't know. But maybe if it contains a node, but it doesn't, as far as I can see. It kind of took a while, right? See a lag there? No lag anymore, but it happened once. So what happened is that it set total nodes to 0. It means that it didn't have the old legacy nodes, which is great. Okay, there's something I would like to change here. I don't know about you, but this is too big for me. That's too big. I will reduce that from 4 to 2. How do I do that? Ident size. I don't remember how to do this, but I think it's code style. Code style, I think. Code style. We're in Kotlin. Here you have tab size 2, indent 2, continuation indent. Let's do 4. Let's go apply. Okay. And now it's still 4, but if we reformat, now it's 2. So for me, it's better this way. Okay, so let's continue. So here it said in the log that we just saw, it said total nodes found 0. So if it was greater than 0, we have to migrate from the old to the new. That was not the case. So what we are doing here is we're reading into nodes index. So here, I don't know if this should be num nodes pages. That works, but probably should refer to the index. So probably should be nodes index. It would have to be the same, that size. It would have to be the same, but but yeah. So I hope. Oh, it says I in nodes index that indexes. Okay. I is nodes index at I, all nodes as I. Okay. Okay. So, what is this thing doing here? Well, it first of all has 5 here. 5 things that are initially empty, because we have 5 pages, 1 through 5. And then here, this list, if you have something inside here, it will be reading it. Okay. Now, what's the problem? The problem is that it said that it was reading a note, but we don't see any note there. So that was kind of a problem. It shouldn't say that. So it says a read object note 1 and says note 1 does not exist. Why does it say 1? It says 1 because in nodes index it exists, that 1. So yeah, but maybe there's something more to the story. I don't think so, but maybe there's something more to the story. If we can find it without filtering where exactly that log comes from, we maybe can do something better understanding what's going on. But it's not that easy to find. Let's run it again to see if maybe we can find it. Okay. As you can see, total nodes found 0. RO node 1 does not exist. Well, it shouldn't say node 1. Shouldn't say, as far as I can tell. But let's try to test it with a clean slate, with a clean installation. So maybe there's something from an old installation that's causing some garbage values to be there. So new installation, run it again, clear this, and let's see. Okay, so it's installed, it's there, we set it to default. Okay, so let's see if we are still seeing that node thing. As you can see, it says total nodes found, and now we don't have that suspicious node. That's how it should be. So probably, not sure, but probably is some garbage value that was there from a previous version when I was fixing bugs or something, probably. But we are not sure. So for that, let's create just a node. And nothing happens. Is my app or is the emulator? I don't know. Node 1. It's, I think, sort of is the emulator, but not sure. I'm not blaming the emulator only. But the emulator doesn't look that great. Not looking great. Not looking great, because if I go down that and then here, it still says welcome to optimal. But it shouldn't say, right? It shouldn't say that, because it had already there. So maybe that's a bug. That's from my fault. So we created a node. Let's create another node called node 2. Okay, let's put it green. And now let's go and see why it's showing the welcome to optimal thing when it shouldn't. Okay, so let's go. I think that is handled well, if we go to onCreate method right here, we then call onResume after that. And on the onResume method, we check if the launcher is default. And we check if was the welcome dialog shown. If is default, but maybe the welcome dialog show should not, I don't know. Was welcome dialog show, and then it shows it. And then you write the thing showing it to true. So I don't know what is going on with this, because this is called first launch, and here is accessing that to write the thing. But when is it accessing it for reading the thing? Here in load data. In load data, it's getting this thing and says files directory if it exists. But that's not how it should be, right? Or is it? Huh. I think this should be red, right? Probably it should be red. Probably. So it should be files dot read object. The file name is fname. Oh, let's call it first launch file name. Okay, we read this, and what else do we have to pass here? The type, and the type would have to be was welcome dialog shown, and then you have to say as boolean. Is that correct? I hope so. So in this place, that's where we read it. Yeah. However, let's check. This is called from onResume. And onResume is also called from here. If onCreate just called is false, but here we have something strange, because onCreate just called. Here we set that to true. So we hope that's set in time. I guess. Maybe. I don't think this is a problem. I don't think that's a problem, but let's just, for the sake of it, let's put it here. Okay. So onCreate just called is there. If onCreate was not just called, then it's not fresh, and so onResume was not called, so we call it from here. But here is this is the bug. So if this is false, otherwise it's true, and we turn false. Oh, that's not a bug. That's okay. So if onCreate is just called, we say launcher onResumed. Otherwise, if it's not false, right? So if it's true, then we turn it to false, which is okay, I guess. And here, what we do is default launcher. And if it's default, which it should be, and was welcome dialog shown, and here says if this is false, then we have something there. I think there may be some sort of race condition, maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe just for being better, was welcome dialog shown has to be, let's do false. Let's do false, because the default value should be false. And I'll say get and unsolved reference that get was welcome dialog shown. I guess I have to set. I haven't. I'm not updating that. So perfectly. That's the problem. Oh, so here let's do was welcome dialog shown set true, because it's been shown, and then here we will do was welcome dialog shown, which I guess is the object, right? Object file name, and then the folder name, file name. Let's see, first launch file name. Okay, maybe that's better, and maybe that's an error that I had. But okay, right now, there's a compilation error, I guess, of the get and set thing. It has to be that. And here it has to be that set. Is that the way to do this? I hope. This load data isn't asynchronously, right? Yeah, it's not, so it should work. Okay, is there? Welcome dialog was not shown as it should be. Okay. Now let's start again. Notes are there as it should be. So let's start from empty. Start by uninstalling the app and then installing it again for fresh data. Okay, optimal launcher, uninstall. Okay, now let's see if the code we wrote works or not. Okay, let's install it. Oops, what was that? That was a crash. A crash, my friends. So let's fix the crash. That's what programs are for, right? Okay, so what's going on? Let's find out. It says executing job scheduling. What the hell? Package name not found. Handler looper. What? This doesn't seem to be my fault. If that was a crash. Oh, atomic boolean cannot be cast as boolean. Oh. Okay, so I said as boolean. Then I have to say that. Okay. Okay, probably this has to do something like value or something, or not to string. How do we do this? Set how to convert in Kotlin a boolean into an atomic boolean. Well, let's see. Atomic boolean, regular boolean. Oh, sorry. I mean, is that how you do it? Well, let's do was shown, was welcome dialog shown. Let's see if maybe we have something here. As boolean. Okay. I need to set the value of an atomic boolean to the value of a boolean variable, should I say. Let's wait a tiny bit. Let me check on my phone. Let's see if everything's fine. Okay, yes, so set, have to say set, but I already did that. Well, let's go again. I guess this should work, right? No. It says atomic boolean cannot be cast to boolean. Oh. Oh. We're reading an atomic boolean already, right? Okay, wait a second, because first launch. Okay. First launch. File name. I guess this is the one that I'm searching for. Was welcome dialog shown. That get. Is that the way we do this? Or probably yes. That's a better way. Yes, I think that's the way we should do this. So write it as a boolean. Let's see. And still not there. Okay, let's keep understanding, learning, and try to see if the error is the same, or it says a current atomic boolean cannot be cast to boolean. Was welcome dialog shown. Oh, is this thing right here? Do get. That was the mistake. Sorry. That's the thing. Okay. Welcome dialog. Let's go again. So welcome dialog is not shown again, which is great. I think it works as expected. So let's say we have fixed the bug. That's great. So yeah, the issue was that I was passing the type of atomic boolean here and had to pass the type of boolean. Okay, that's great. Okay, so now what else do we do? So we do the onResume thing, and we have fixed a couple of things there. Have on configuration changed. Let's do reformat here. So that's better for me. And everything else I think is just fine. However, we of course can keep testing it and searching for more errors and more bugs. But so far I don't see something like a imminent problem here. Yeah, I mean, you could enable a clock, a simple clock with a timer. You can change the timer to something else. That's not the back, that's the back one. So, yeah, you can show a drawing path. Maybe it will crash. No, it didn't crash. That's great. What about now that I'm here and it's shown this both? You see that this thing is not showing very properly there. Will it be a good idea to show this all the way down to here and show this like here? Is that even possible? I guess it's possible, but how hard would it be to do that? Well, let's try it and see that. If we see something that doesn't look good, well, let's try to at least address it, right? Okay, so on our activity main, we do have a main content layout, which we can tweak a bit. Let's make some more space for that. And we don't need that. Okay, so let's locate what we're trying to change. So, as you can see, the drawing path is here, is after this thing right here, which I don't know if it's correct or not, but I would like to put the draw path inside the other thing. So let's move it from here to the level of horizontalness that we have here. It says this is horizontal, means input, sex input. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Looking the higher level. With nodes has to be. So it has to be after nodes. It has to be the same level as nodes, right? Yes, I guess. So I put drop out there, and here we have a problem. So as you can see, nodes list view has a width of 0 and a weight of 3. So I guess the width of this guy should also be 0, and a height, I mean this width 0, height match, but the height shouldn't be match parent. That's the problem, you know, because node's parent is there, but inside node's parent, which is horizontal, we have a thing. So we have to create another linear layout which is vertical right here. Oh, what did I just did? So here we have to create a linear layout which is vertical. By the way, lots of linear layouts. I was thinking about how to say this. I was thinking about having a constraint layout, but thinking about it. So the width of this new one, how should be these parameters. So I guess the width 0 dp, the height should be match parent. The orientation should be vertical. The weight should be 3. Okay, I guess. And these, which will be the child, the width of these guys should be match parent. The height should be something else, like 0 dp. The weight should be 1. Right? And this has to be inside this linear layout right here. And this draw path should also be inside that linear layout here. Now the things here, the width should be of the draw path should be match parent. The height should be 0 dp, and weight, that, yeah, I think that would be it. Will it run? Will it take too much to render? No, let's run it, see if it even works. Launching on devices, it says. And now, as you can see, we have fixed the problem, I think successfully. However, we should make the, you know, probably we want to make the app's height a bit less to have more space for the drawing pad and all of this. Yeah. And then we can add a note. And looks kind of great. Let's run it again to see if it still looks the same. And yes, it does. However, is this the most efficient way of defining layout? Probably not, but it works in its simple way, and it just works. Now, if we hide the drawing pad, then we have all this for notes. If we show the drawing pad, then we have the drawing pad right there. If we hide the clock, then the drawing pad goes here, and now we have sort of a bug. So when we hide the nodes, we should reload the drawing path. I mean, when we hide the clock, we should redraw the drawing path. So the drawing path, right? So let's see, go to the dpad code, launcher, drawing path, dpad, and sometimes I think we have something to reload this. Is this one? I don't think it is. Is this one? I don't think it is either. So it has to be init if enabled. An example of where it's called is in init UI. That's not what we're looking for. Let's go again here. Where is this? As you can see, when the drawing path changes, we do init if enabled. What else? Well, this is what we're looking for. We are looking for, when we increase the app size, it gets redrawn, init if enabled. So these, in the same way, has to be called from when we hide or when we show, probably also, the clock. What? I don't understand this. But why is this UI thread for? I mean, this is already in UI, right? Clock visibility is true. We do this, we do that. If clock visibility, we do that. Else, we do that. I think we don't need this thing, right? Then what we should do is init dpad init if enabled. So let's run this and see if it works. Okay, so there we have that. Then we will hide the clock, and as you can see, it works. Show the clock. All right. Hide drawing path. Show drawing path. And now it doesn't get distorted, which is great. Okay, so another little bug fixed, which is great. What else? Go back. Is there? Go there. Go back. You know, it doesn't look great, but probably we'll leave that for another time. But now it looks kind of okay. If you wanted larger drawing path, you just hide the clock. If you don't mind about that, you show the clock and draw a bit. Okay, so that's great. I think it's working as expected. What else? What else? Can we change the orientation? Sometimes indentation buttons don't appear here. So that's generally a problem. Yep. So how long is this video? This video is 45 minutes. I think it's a good size of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I see you on the next one. Bye.